Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my YouTube channel Science for Everyone. Today the video is related to RNA sequencing data analysis, and the title of my today's video is how to arrange, upload and transform gene matrix file in RStudio. Steps and concepts you are going to learn in this video is that what is gene matrix file, what is metadata file, how to upload gene matrix file and metadata file in RStudio, how to arrange it for downstream analysis, and what is transformation and how to perform it. So you are going to learn these concepts in today's video. Basically, as you all know that I have started a video series related to RNA sequencing data analysis, and this is part 17 of that video series. In the previous video, I discussed about the R programming, that how to get started with R programming, and I make you understand that the basics of R programming and how to install the packages that are used for RNA sequencing data analysis. So hope you have watched that video, because this is linked to the today's video. I also show you that how to install and use R packages. And now when you are confirmed about the concept, so today I will show you that how to upload and how to analyze a gene matrix file. Okay, so as first of all I will discuss that what is gene matrix file. So gene matrix file, basically the file that is generated from the RNA sequencing FASTQ files. Okay, we have discussed a lot about it and in the previous videos. So basically this is the gene matrix file. Let me show you. Okay, so basically these are gene IDs and these are the samples. Okay, these are the sample IDs. Okay, so these are the samples and these are the gene IDs and these are its expression. Okay, basically this is the gene quantification. So this means that 213 means that this gene is quantified or expressed 213 times in this sample. Okay, so basically this is a matrix. Okay, so again I'm telling you, these are gene IDs and these are its expression and these are the samples. Okay, and all this we get it from the FASTQ files, the sequencing files. Okay, so from the previous videos I all discuss about that the FASTQ files and how we generate it and how we analyze it using Linux operating system. So you can start from the very beginning and understand that what is basically RNA sequencing data analysis. Okay, so we will analyze this file. Okay, so for example we are having 50,007 genes and we are having 10 samples. Okay, so in 10 samples the 50,000 gene expressions are present and we are going to analyze it and check the differentially expressed genes. Okay, but first of all you have to upload it into R, and after that you have to utilize it and make it suitable for the downstream analysis. Okay, so now this is gene matrix file and this is the metadata file. Okay, metadata is nothing but just the samples and its related phenotype. Okay, so these are the 10 samples, basically these samples. Okay, these are the 10 samples, and in the metadata file basically this is its phenotype. Okay, that which samples are related to cancer sample and which are normal samples. Okay, so basically these two files are needed for analysis, to visualize your data, to transform your data, and to identify the differentially expressed genes. Okay, so I think you are now familiar with the metadata file and the gene matrix file. Okay, so now we are going to start with R, and I will show you that how to upload these files into R and start your data analysis. Okay, so in the previous video I told you to install these packages, all packages I show you in the previous video. Now once you have unzipped or unpack these packages, so you will start with the analysis. First of all you have to set your directory. Okay, setting working directory. All this is that if set working directory means that you want to work in this directory. So D dealing RNA-seq web and data. So basically this is this directory. Okay, this D dealing RNA-seq web and data. Okay, and inside this data for directory we are having our gene expression files, the matrix file and the metadata file. Okay, so it is convenient to just set your working directory. So if you are managing to just generate output, so it will automatically be saved in your working directory. Okay, so this is very much important. It is very much simple. Just write set working directory, and after that copy this path from this folder. Okay, just copy just like this, Control C, and after that paste it here. Okay, paste it like this, and we just manage to set this slashes in the forward direction. Okay, because R support this forward direction. So now you have set your directory, set working directory, and you have already set it. So this will appear like this here in this terminal. After that, now read metadata from Excel files. Okay, so our metadata is basically, metadata and gene expression files are basically of Excel format. Okay, XLSX. So you should remember that if you are having a .csv file, so it should be uploaded in your .csv format, or if it is .excel file, so you have to apply this code. Okay, so if you want to follow this code, so just convert your CSV file to Excel file and then perform the analysis. Okay, so very much simple. This is a simple code of it. Read .excel, and after that you have to start with the analysis. So for read.xl, you have to unpack this library. Now, after that, this package, sorry. So we have uploaded our metadata. This is our object metadata. Okay, let me show you. So these are the accession numbers and these are the phenotypes. Very much simple. Just like this, you have to also upload your gene matrix file, gene expression counts file. So basically it is also uploaded. So let me show you. So this is the counts file. These are the gene IDs and these are the expressions. Okay, the gene expression as I have shown you in the Excel sheet. Okay, so basically we have uploaded our metadata file and our gene expression file into the R Studio. Okay, so this is very much simple. Now after that, there are some analysis you have to perform just to make it suitable for downstream analysis. Okay, because you may found some issues while performing it. So I have already conducted a specific scripts that you have to follow it, and then it will be suitable for you to analyze your data. Okay, so first you have to convert counts to data frame and set row names. Okay, so for downstream analysis, it is better to transfer your or to convert your matrix file into data frame. Okay, so it is suitable for the packages to analyze it. Okay, so first of all, very much simple counts, and you have to convert it into a data frame. Okay, so very much simple, just convert it into data frame and it will be converted. After that, set first column contain gene names, so you have to just lock it and the row names. Okay, the gene names is we can say that set row names. Okay, so you have to set your row names as gene names. Okay, as I have shown you here, this gene ID should be replaced by this 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this means that setting your raw names as gene IDs. Okay, so very much simple, you have to set it. These steps are important because you have to analyze it for downstream analysis, so you have to perform these steps. Okay, now after that, remove the first column after setting raw names. Now you have set your raw name, so just remove it. Okay, so let me show you. It is just like this. First it was 1 2 3 4 5. Now you have set the raw names, and after that you just delete the first gene ID column. Okay, so very much simple. Now we know that this gene ID is basically related to this expression, so you have to do it, and it is important. And after that, convert it into matrix. Okay, now you have converted it into matrix. So these are the 4 steps. What you have to do is that first of all, you convert this into a data frame. After that, set the raw names and then delete the first column. Okay, that was just the gene IDs, and after that, convert it into matrix. Okay, so now it is completed. And now there are further 2 steps. You have to confirm it that, for example, if you are having some hidden characters like slashes or commas that you do not see in this gene IDs, okay, or in these sample names. Okay, so you have to remove it. Okay, because although it is not visible here, but there is something, there might be some special characters, hidden characters, that is placed forward or backward with these IDs. Okay, so you have to remove it, and you have to confirm for the R that these are the exact sample IDs. Okay, because it has to match it to these accession numbers. Okay, so you have to remove the leading and trailing spaces, or and then convert it into uppercase. Okay, so because these are some small steps before data analysis, before that downstream analysis, you have to set all your data according to the downstream analysis. So that's why I am performing this, because I have encountered some issues and errors when I was doing some data analysis. So I try to add this just to minimize the errors and perform a smooth analysis. Okay, so clean column names in count. So first of all, what remove leading and trailing spaces and convert to uppercase. Okay, so now we are confirmed that our column names are basically these column names. These are the exact IDs. Okay, the accession IDs that are present in the metadata file. Okay, now after that, these steps should also be performed for the metadata. And the last step is that you have to convert this in the metadata. You have to convert this accession numbers and the phenotypes into factors. Okay, this means that you basically this also performed to remove trailing errors, trailing spaces, and the special characters, and confirm that yes, these are our exact numbers. Okay, so you have to convert it into factors. Okay, so very much simple, just convert relevant column to factors. So we are having an accession column and and a phenotype column. So now we have converted everything into a factor, and now we want to check it. So check level of factors. So in the metadata, these are our accession numbers. Okay, these are our accession numbers, and basically these are our cancer and normal. Okay, so basically now it is exactly completed. Okay, so what we have done is that so far that when we upload our data, so we clean it, we remove the trailing and the special characters, we set the raw names, and we remove the gene ID column because we already have set it. After that, we remove the trailing spaces from the column names, and also we change the phenotype column and the accession column into factors. Okay, so this was all important just to perform this step. Okay, so before performing this step, you have to ensure that all your this should be corrected. It should contain no error. And after that, when once it is completed, so now you are clear to create D-seq object with correct design formula. Okay, so now you are performing D-seq to object. So what you have to do is just apply this code. It is basically the count data is counts and the call data is metadata, and you have to relate it to the phenotypes. Okay, so now I will perform this. Okay, now converting counts to integer form. After that, as I have shown you that the transformation. So what is basically a transformation? I will tell you in a minute that why we are performing transformation. But before this, um, first we will perform the transformation, and after that I will explain that what is basically transformation. So RLD, this is the object. It is up to you that what type of name you want to give it. Okay, and after that on the DDS, basically this DDS large expression set, this 50,000 genes, you have to perform the transformation, and basically it is casually the log transformation, and after that you will perform it. So what we will do is that we will perform it. Okay, so it will take us a few seconds, and after it will transform the entire gene expression data into log transform data. And if we want to visualize it, so basically now this is the visualized form. So let me tell you that first it was in integer form, now it is in continuous form. Okay, now it is in point form. First it was like this. Okay, first it was like this one 213. Now we have converted it into point form. Okay, 4.88, 7.92. Okay, let me tell you this. First it was 1, now it is 4.88. Okay, so what does it mean? Let me tell you the concept and then you will understand it well. Okay, it is basically log transformation. Okay, suppose we have the following original gene expression values, basically arbitrary values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so after that, when this is the expression of gene A, gene B, gene C, D, E. Okay, now let's perform the log2 transformation on these values. So when we multiply this with log2, okay, so log it is 3.3.22, and now the gap in between the gene expression is reduced. Although we do not change the exact value, we just transform it. Okay, so 10 is converted into 3.2 and 20 is converted into 4.3. So after log2 transformation, our transform expression values become approximately 3.22 and 4.3.22. Okay, so this means basically the difference between 10 and 20 is 10. Now the difference between 3 and 4 is 1. Okay, so it is easier for it is now easier for the downstream analysis. Okay, because now it can be easily read by the different packages of the RNA sequencing data analysis. So transformation is important, although it is not a normalization or we have done nothing to the data. We just multiply log2 with the data just to reduce the variance in the data. Okay, just to reduce the distance between the 2 points. Okay, although we do not change the points. Okay, we just transform it. So basically log transformation is important, and it is just because to reduce the variance. Okay, so basically why we perform it? So stabilization of variance. In the original expression values, the difference between values are large. Okay, difference between 10 and 20 is the same as difference between 40 and 50. But after log2 transformation, it helps to stabilize the variance, making it easier to compare changes across a wide range of expression values. Okay, so this was the main aim of performing transformation. And after transformation, then we are clear to proceed with the differential express gene analysis. Okay, so I think you have get your all the concepts that were mentioned in the start of this video. I show you that what is gene matrix file, what is a metadata file, and how to upload matrix file in RStudio, and how to manage how to arrange it for the downstream analysis. Okay, so removing the trailing error, the trailing spaces, and the special characters that are important. Converted the extension IDs to factors, that is important, because then after when you perform this, everything will be okay in the downstream analysis. Okay, so I also perform that what is transformation and how to perform it. Okay, so I think you have got your concepts. Now I already provided the code in the video, just copy it from there or just type it from there and also perform it in your computer also. Okay, so all you need is a gene matrix file and a metadata file. Okay, and this all was generated from these analysis. Okay, from the alignment and quantification. So if you haven't started this video series, so start watching this RNA sequencing data analysis from the very start, so that you should know that what is basically how this matrix file is generated, and what is this matrix file, and what are the gene counts. Okay, and how it is generated. So if you understand this video, so like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos related to bioinformatics. In the part 18 of this video series, I will show you that how to visualize your data, and after that I will also explain that how to perform differentially expressed gene analysis. Okay, so it will be type of last part of this video series or the second last part. Okay, so stay tuned. and you will learn a lot. Thank you very much. God bless you.